Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clark on YouTube. Oh no. You guys never cease to amaze me. Over 350 views on the Zombies, Descendants, Worlds Collide tour video I posted just a couple of days ago. I believe it was only 2 days ago. I threw that video up on my YouTube channel, and you guys put up over 350 views and over 15 likes. Thank you guys so much. The content that's brought us all together continues to bring us all together on this amazing YouTube channel that I launched a year ago. On August 5th, 2025, we will celebrate the 1-year anniversary of this YouTube channel. And over 1,600 fans have subscribed to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much. And I say that from one heart to another because you could be on anybody else's YouTube channel subscribing to their videos. But you are here. And I know you're here because of Descendants and Zombies, and I respect the hell out of you for being here because you could be anywhere else on the internet tonight, but because you clicked on my thumbnail, you found my videos. Thank you so much for visiting my YouTube channel and staying right here with me, and it's been an honor and a privilege of mine creating this content for you because I know how much Descendants and Zombies mean to you. They are incredible franchises. And I've been a fan of Descendants and Zombies just as much as you have been for what feels like my entire lifetime. It's been a decade since the anniversary of Descendants, the premiere of it on July 31st, 2015, and since then we have been introduced to characters such as Mal, portrayed by Dove Cameron, Red, portrayed by Kylie Cantrell, Bridget, portrayed by Ruby Rose Turner, Chloe Charming, portrayed by Mila Baker, and they have done fabulous jobs inspiring us to be better people in our own lives due to the circumstances we may be faced with and the challenges we face every single day. And if there's one powerful message that both Descendants and Zombies have tried to convey to us for the better part of the last decade, is to be ourselves. No matter what anybody thinks of us, just be ourselves, be courageous, stand up to our bullies, and believe in ourselves, because every single dream out there is achievable, no matter how unreachable or unachievable that dream may seem to be. And I don't care what dream you're talking about. It could be joining the football team. It could be joining the cheerleading squad. It could be being better at what you do in school. It could be being the next Disney star. Whatever that dream is, just aspire to be it, and every dream is achievable, and I really don't care what that dream is. And the cool thing is we are reaching people from all walks of life. Even dance studios now are subscribing to this YouTube channel and finding my videos, and I can't thank those guys enough for subscribing to this YouTube channel. It is unbelievable how many people this YouTube channel is continuing to reach, and it blows my mind every single time and leaves me at a loss for words. It is absolutely incredible how many people are subscribing to this YouTube channel and continuing to do just that. And if you have somebody who is inspired by this content that you want to share this content with, you are more than welcome to do that by hitting the share button or just recommending this YouTube channel to somebody. It's very hard to get somebody to hit the subscribe button. As a YouTube creator, you really have to find your niche, and you really have to come into that niche and connect with your audience. And I wish more YouTube creators out there would go out of their way to try to connect with their audience like I do through the power of narration. I love to tell stories that relate to either Descendants or Zombies, and I've got a lot of stories. If there's anyone out there that has a million stories that can relate to Descendants and Zombies and the characters that we see in both respective franchises, it is me. No matter if it's me telling you a story about how I fell through the stage during a production of The Phantom of the Opera, or how I was a theater kid growing up through high school because I was a special technical engineer for theater and I was the curtain puller. No matter if it was for my love for professional wrestling and how I wanted to take on over 1,000 zombies coming at me from the left or the right, or driving a mobility cart, which put me in mind of how Red drove a side-by-side through a rabbit hole in the Rise of Red movie from 2024. Which looked really, really cool, to be honest with you. I thought to myself, I would love the opportunity to drive a side-by-side through a rabbit hole. There's just something exciting and really exhilarating about that. I would love to do that. I would even go as far as to see Descendants or Zombies on the big screen, because I think if there were two franchises of this new generation, this new metamorphosis that Disney has come into, I would love to see either Descendants or Zombies make it to the big screen. Hey, if Hannah Montana can do it in 2009, if High School Musical can do it by 2008, which I know was over 15 years ago, but it's better late than never. And I would love to see them on the big screen. I would love to go to an old-fashioned theater, which unfortunately burnt to the ground where I live. I used to live literally 5 minutes away from a movie theater, and I would have loved to have taken myself on the opportunity, just a chance to experience those movies on the big screen, because I think that Kenny Ortega did a fabulous job bringing Descendants to life in a way that he brought High School Musical to life years ago. I mean, look what he did for the careers of Zac Efron, Vanessa Hudgens, and Ashley Tisdale. He did a fabulous job. Look at what he did for the careers of Vanessa Shaw and Beth Midler from the Hocus Pocus generation. I mean, he did a fabulous job. He's a legend in his own right, and I would love to have seen him work with the cast of Descendants and Zombies on the big screen, because I think if there were two franchises that deserve to have movies made out of them on the big screen, it would be these. And I would love to have taken myself up the opportunity to sit in the back of a movie theater and watch those movies come to life, as we have seen them come to life on both Disney Channel and Disney Plus. I really appreciate what they're going to be doing with Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires. They're going to be premiering it on Disney Channel first, and then they're going to be doing the global premiere just less than 24 hours later on Disney Plus, which is going to be amazing. I remember when they did the Rise of Red premiere just last year, they kind of switched it around. They had the global premiere happening on Disney Plus first, and then it crossed over to Disney Channel. So I really appreciate how they're changing it up, and this Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires movie is going to present for the first time ever in the Zombies franchise kind of a Hannah Montana Camp Rock feel, or at least according to Meg Donnelly. I want to take you back a couple of weeks ago when critics were jumping down the throats of the producers of the Place to Be music video, which was the premiere music video from Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. The purpose of the music video was to introduce you to the group The Daywalkers and some of the newer characters premiering in the Zombies franchise for the first time ever. To be honest with you guys, as a columnist and a journalist for forever, I really fell in love with that music video. I thought it was a fabulous music video, but one thing that I noticed was that everybody was jumping down the throats of the producers and the writers behind that music video, and I really don't think there's any room for criticism when you're introducing us to new characters who have never been a part of the Zombies franchise before. Of course, Zombies in 2018 was to introduce us to the characters Zed and Addison and what we were going to be faced with for the next at least 5 years, for the better part of a half of a decade. And then Zombies 2, by the time we got there, we had the introduction of werewolves. Zombies 3 introduced us to aliens, and I mean, who out there didn't try to get abducted by aliens after seeing that premiere? By 2019, everybody was trying to get abducted by aliens. Now, I've been trying to get abducted by aliens ever since I was a kid. I remember being out on the lawn, looking up at the stars, and then Mom would open up the window thinking I was crazy initially, saying, "What are you doing?" And I'd be saying, "Mom, shut the window. I'm trying to get abducted by aliens." And I would come in through the back door, and I would be saying curses. Foiled again. I never did succeed in being abducted by aliens, but I would have loved the opportunity to take myself up on the chance to be abducted by aliens. And I also really appreciate how Addison, the character portrayed by Meg Donnelly, has tried every kind of persona of it being a supernatural character, from a zombie to an alien to a werewolf, and now a vampire, apparently, from what we're getting teased about in the trailers. Do you think we're going to see her as a vampire? Well, duh. Obviously, we are going to see her as a vampire. It's just how it's going to happen. The plot of this movie has yet to be revealed, but there's obviously going to be some controversy because of this new character falling in love with Zed. And, of course, there's going to be some jealousy exemplified by Addison, of course, with the history she has with the Zed character. Really excited about that, but, you know, I would also take myself up on the opportunity to be a vampire slayer in the Dawn of the Vampires movie and come in as Addison's new love interest. Only you guys can make that happen by hitting the subscribe button. Either that, or you can make me the producer of the Zombies franchise, and we can go to Zombies 5, Zombies 6. But the thing that I didn't agree with, all jokes aside, was how many people were criticizing the Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires music video Place to Be. I said to myself when I saw 4 or 5 reaction videos that people were putting together for all of 5 minutes and incorporating some Zombies footage, which I didn't really appreciate, I said to myself, you guys deserve better. Because I know there are tens of millions of people searching up Zombies and Descendants content every single day. Every single time you get home from school, or even before you go to school and jump on the school bus, you're searching up Descendants and Zombies content. Zombies has a 6.2 rating in terms of reviews. Descendants is ahead of it by 6.4, only a 0.1% ahead of Zombies with 6.4. And everybody is searching it up, and I said to myself, you know, all they're going to find, I said, my God, all you're going to find is reviews where people are criticizing it, and you guys deserve better. I'm going to be really to the point to you over this microphone. I'm going to be very frank with you. You guys deserve better than what you've been seeing on YouTube when it comes to the Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires Place to Be music video. The purpose of the video was to introduce you to these new characters, and then people were on there recording 5-minute reaction videos. Some were going 10 minutes. and they were being so oblivious to what the point was of the music video, what the message behind the music video was, what they were trying to convey. And I said to myself, how much more pathetic can you possibly get? How much more blunt can you possibly get? I swear to God, these critics out there are just throwing it in our faces and slapping us across the face. They're trying to teach us, trying to perceive us as if we're people who don't really even know what we're talking about. But I think that the Descendants and Zombies fans out there are far more intelligent, far more brilliant than what you're ever given credit for. You know what you like, you know what you're searching up, and these critics are pretty much just taking advantage of you, which is why I'm happy you're here and you found my thumbnail and you've clicked on all of my videos over the past at least 3 months. It's been an incredible ride for me, a thrill ride if anything, and I'm happy you're here because I want to give you my word and make you a promise with you that I will do my absolute best to give you really good commentaries and reviews as it relates to the Zombies franchise, because not only you guys deserve it, but the people who are a part of the franchise deserve it too, because they have given their lives to Descendants and Zombies. So I really don't think there is any room or any need for unnecessary negativity thrown in the way of you, the fan, and thrown in the way of the actresses more, especially in this movie franchise, which is the primary reason why a lot of critics are watching it, because they love these actresses more than they're ever given credit for, and the only way they seem to perceive them is through criticism, the eye of criticism, and I just hate throwing criticism the way of anything when you don't deserve the criticism. And if anything, franchises such as Zombies and Descendants deserve anything but criticism, and you guys, as the fans as a whole, deserve a hell of a lot better than what you're getting. So I want to give you my word. I want to make a promise between all of us that I'm going to do my best to review this, and I'm going to give you constructive criticism, if anything, and more of a positive review. So if you want to hear something nice about your favorite stars from Descendants and Zombies, if you want to hear something nice about the franchises, then keep it locked on this YouTube channel. You're going to want to subscribe to the content because you will get notified. Your bells will light up on your YouTube channel in the way of notifications, and you'll be notified every single time that I go out of my way to throw up videos on this. And to be honest with you guys, this is the most fun that I have had in my entire life. And, I know that there are a lot of personal issues that people like Meg Donnelly and Dove Cameron have had to deal with in their personal lives off of the cameras and off of the sets of Descendants and Zombies. Just the other day, I saw Meg Donnelly doing an Instagram live feed where she was saying that she didn't really think she was performing at her best. She was just voted off of The Masked Singer, for those of you who don't know. I think that everybody who's been a Meg Donnelly fan with over 1 million followers on social platforms know that Meg Donnelly was voted off The Masked Singer, and she was doing interviews after following her elimination from the show, from the TV series. She got to high-five Shrek on the show, which was really cool, and I still can't believe that Kylie Contrell has never seen Shrek. What? If there ever was a oh my god moment, it was that Kylie Contrell has never seen Shrek. I mean, who hasn't seen Shrek for the better part of the last 25 years? And now we're to the point where Shrek 5 is coming by Christmas 2026. Hopefully she'll see it by then, although Mila Baker allows she's going to do something about that, and they're going to fix that. When they have a slumber party, they're going to watch it together, and I can only hope that they do. But I saw Meg Donnelly reviewing herself. Meg Donnelly's to the point now where she's reviewing herself with a lot of criticism, saying she's not as good as what people perceive her to be. But I think she is every bit as good as what she's being perceived to be, and I don't think she deserves criticism the way that she's getting it, because she's also the victim of so much criticism that she's almost believing the criticism that's being thrown her way. She has an EP coming out in June with a couple of songs to reintroduce you guys to what she's all about, and I really appreciate some of the messages that we're going to be hearing in these singles. Some of the songs have already been dropped on streaming services like Spotify, and it's already getting millions of views, up to Kylie Contrell's 14 million that she's been getting from her EP being dropped. I think these stars are far more talented and far more underappreciated than what they're ever given credit for, and I just don't think that they deserve all the criticism that's being thrown their way, so much so that they believe all the criticism, and they've kind of been refraining from looking themselves up. Take it from somebody who's been looking himself up for years and been the victim of criticism for what feels like forever. You kind of just got to forget about it and go on with your life, because you're always going to be a victim of criticism. Criticism is always going to be staring you in the face You just have to make the best of every day and every situation. And the reason for that is because you only have one life to live. And it's all about what you want your legacy to be both remembered for and defined through. You can be defined through criticism, yes, but you can also turn that criticism around and make it into something positive and look at the bright side of things, because there's always another opportunity to write a definitive final chapter in your legacy and in your life story. It's just all about how you want that story to be written and that final chapter to be perceived. And I think that Meg Donnelly and Dove Cameron and Kylie Cantrell will go down as some of the greatest stars of all time for how they brought in this franchise to life. I go back all the way to Zombies in 2018. I saw the premiere of this one on February 16th, 2018, I believe. And I remember the opening dance number of my year to introduce us to Zed and Addison's characters and what we were going to be faced with and what kind of direction Disney was coming into and introducing us to for what would be over the better part of a half of a decade. And from that point on, we have seen the introduction of so many unbelievable twists and turns and new characters, from werewolves to aliens to now vampires by the fourth installment coming out in July. Everybody's really excited about it. The fans are the ones to be appreciated and give them credit where credit is due, because you guys are choosing to give Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires the benefit of the doubt more so than what the critics are. The critics are just jumping down our throats and slapping us across our face because they're perceiving us to be stupid. And we're smarter than ever given credit for, which is why I hope you hit the subscribe button, because I know you are a loyal Descendants and Zombies fan who is here because of the Descendants and Zombies content, which, by the way, I'll be showing you in a minute. We'll be reviewing the Zombies 4 teaser, which was dropped about a week and a half ago and has already received millions of views and millions of likes, if not billions, and they deserve it. You know, I really appreciated the chemistry between Zed and Addison, Meg Donnelly and Milo Menon on the set of Zombies. I mean, they go through 300 or 400 actors and actresses before they determine who has the best chemistry, before they're able to narrow it down. And here comes Meg Donnelly and Milo Menon, who have never worked on set before, have acting experiences as both actresses and actors, but they had so much to offer, and they were almost instant magic and an instant classic that everybody fell in love with. And that's why we've seen so many installments of this franchise, and I'm really looking forward to see where we go from here. I want to go on record for saying that I think Zombies 4 is going to be one of the best of the franchise and going to be one of the most revered. It's going to be one of the most revered, one of the most reviewed, maybe in the way of criticism, yes, but sometimes criticism is good, because the more criticism that something receives, that only means that it's good, and people just hate it because it's good. And I'm expecting to see a lot of people hate it just because it's good. But I'm going to choose to be one of those guys that's going to say nothing but good things about both Descendants and Zombies, and look forward to see what the next chapter is going to be. I don't buy into how they're running out of supernatural creatures to review for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, because they're not. There are so many supernatural characters, from demons to witches, who have yet to be introduced as part of this franchise, and there is so much of an opportunity left yet to create, so many doors that have an opportunity yet to be opened in this franchise, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. I've always been excited to see where we go from here. Ever since the final line in the script of Descendants was said, you didn't think the story was over yet, by all means, did you? And it never has been. Even with the introduction of new characters, I don't care how many times Dove Cameron goes online and says they told the story and they completed it. Sure, they told that part of the story and they completed it, but there's still so much more of a story yet to be told that we have yet to hear, and I'm really excited to see what that story will detail. What will happen from the tampering of time and the consequences and how they've altered it. Now they have to go back and change it. I'm really excited to see the transformation of the Bridget character into the evil Queen of Hearts again, how Bridget's character will be portrayed in this new franchise, this new spin-off. I'm really excited by summer 2026. I'm also really excited with the 43 arena date schedule for this summer to see how this tour will fare. I expect it to have great reviews. Now, I do expect criticism, yes, but criticism sometimes can be chosen to be looked at in a good way. But again, you guys don't deserve criticism. If anything, you guys deserve better, and I'm here to give it to you. I've been giving you good criticism and good reviews for forever, and I will stand to that. And I've said on this YouTube channel many times over, countless times over, that I will take a bullet for every Descendants and Zombies fan out there. I will face these critics head on, and I will come back with even better videos, because here's the thing. You guys do deserve better. You don't deserve criticism because you're a fan of Dove Cameron. You don't deserve criticism because you're a fan of Kylie Cantrell, who's had her heart broken more times than I can take credit for. You know, I saw a video a while back about how Meg Donnelly had her heart broken. I saw videos about how Kylie Contrell had her heart broken. So she's not only focusing on her professional life, but she's also focusing on her personal life and going as far as to share it with each and every one of you, which I have a tremendous amount of credit for. Anyone who can open up their heart to their fans, like Kylie Contrell and Dove Cameron and Meg Donnelly have done, saying they're not as good as what they're being perceived to be by companies like Disney and Nickelodeon, deserve all the credit in the world. I have the highest amount of respect for Dove Cameron and Meg Donnelly and Kylie Contrell. Let me just say that for the record, because they've given their lives to these franchises and they have gone above and beyond the expectations of any critic to have ever reviewed their content and the way they've been being distributed, to exceed the expectations of the people who are negatively reviewing them either in columns or for blogs on YouTube. I know because I've seen it. And do I think they deserve it? No, I don't think they deserve it. Especially when I have 15 likes per video and over 350 plus views per column that I'm throwing up on this YouTube channel. Vlogs, video blogs, call them what you wish. You're going to get the best from me. And when I saw all these people reviewing the music video for Place to Be for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, I said, you guys deserve better, and I had to do something about it. At that point, I didn't know what I was going to do. A year ago, when I threw up my first Dove Cameron video reviewing Dove Cameron's past, I didn't expect to get over 1,000 views per video I was doing on Dove Cameron, and then 1,000 views per video I was doing on Kylie Contrell. It just happened. And now I'm here talking about it with you over a year later. And I'm still getting great reviews because you guys appreciate the content. That's why you're here. So as a YouTube creator, it is my responsibility to give you the content you appreciate and to encourage you to achieve every dream that you've ever wanted to achieve in life, because you only get one life to live and you really only get one chance, one opportunity to make it count. So if you get one opportunity to make count, you obviously better make the most of that opportunity. I'm here to push you beyond your physical limitations to make sure that happens and to make sure that the message conveyed from Descendants and Zombies, if anything, is a positive one. Because you guys, if you deserve anything, at least you deserve that. I've been a fan of Disney's Descendants and Zombies for forever, pretty much like each and every one of you. We share in the same passion. I can remember watching High School Musical for the very first time, like many of you, over 15 years ago in the back of a movie theater. I remember driving down the road, seeing it on a billboard, and getting out of my car saying, October 25th, I'm going to see High School Musical 3 for the first time on the big screen. I took myself up on the opportunity to do it. I sat in the back of a movie theater at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday evening, and my mind was blown. And I knew these stars had futures guaranteed. And I don't regret watching High School Musical and Hannah Montana on the big screen. I saw both of them. And I was really happy to have been a part of such a spectacular generation. And through the power of YouTube, which I didn't have the opportunity to communicate and transmit videos for you guys, upload video content for you years ago, I am able to reach more homes and more people who are inspired by the same stuff that I share the same kind of passion for, like all of you do. Now, I will admit to you, I'm somewhat crazy to be producing so many Descendants and Zombies videos, but I do it because I know that's what's getting me my traffic, and I do it because, more importantly, I know how important it is to each and every one of you, and that's something you will not hear from any other critic of this stuff in the way of a review on YouTube, because all they've ever cared about is getting you to hit that subscribe button, and I don't want that from you. As cool as it is for somebody to hit the subscribe button, what I want you to walk away from this YouTube channel with and run away with is an appreciation for everything that's thrown up here on this YouTube channel because of it, and because you love it so much, and because I know you appreciate it so much. I'm just happy to be a part of all of your lives, and for you to have allowed me to be a part of all of your lives as a reviewer, and to be a part of what feels like every generation of Disney and Nickelodeon and pop culture related in general. Thank you guys so much from one heart to another, because there's no place in the world tonight I would rather be than sitting behind this microphone reviewing all of it for you. I really like Rhea Skye too in this franchise, Zombies 2. I don't talk about her enough. I like her a lot too. I think she's someone who deserves a lot of credit, more credit than she's ever given. But I really wish Meg Donnelly could really have her spirits lifted because she deserves more credit than what she's ever given too. She doesn't think she's that good of a singer. And then I read down through some of the comments that she was throwing up on one of her latest live feeds on, I think, Instagram. It may have been TikTok. I don't know. I've become somewhat addicted to TikTok videos. I think that's where I actually got one of the videos I'm showing you in pertain to Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires, which again, the premiere date is July 10th, which will be on Disney Channel on July 11th, the global premiere happening on Disney+. I will be watching it right there with each and every one of you. Really excited about it, but I wish these critics would stop reviewing it negatively. If anything, these critics need to stop. And in case you didn't hear me the first time, stop, because the fans, who are tens of millions, deserve a lot better than what they're getting in the way of reviews, and I'm here to give it to you. So what do you say we watch this video together? And you leave me your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Nice to be on vacation with you.
Yeah, me and you.
Even though we ended up as counselors at the
most dangerous summer camp on Earth?
It's gonna be great.
Daywalkers!
Vampires! Prepare for battle!
Watch out!
This is the place to be!
Camp's now officially in session.
If you've never been excited about an installment from the Zombies franchise, you should be excited about Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires, which means, come to think of it, I have to go on shift soon. I have to go out hunting vampires. That's what I do. Podcaster by day, vampire slayer by night. And that's really difficult, because you have vampires coming at you from behind, vampires coming at you from the front, the left and the right. Sometimes you have 50 to 100 vampires at one time. You got to stake them all. I got to get going. I got to jump through the window soon. That's why there's a window there behind you. I jump through that every night, and then I jump on this podcast every morning and tell you about it. That's why I'm dressed in black. I've always been dressed in black before I go on shift, and I'm really excited to get going with that. And to make matters worse, I live on an island which there are only two ways off of if ever there is a zombie breakout. You can either get off the island by plane, which could crash, boat, which could sink, or car that you can drive off the island and still crash in. So either way, hopefully all my years of playing video games will have inspired me to be able to handle a zombie invasion. I played a lot of The Last of Us, Resident Evil, The Evil Within, every kind of zombie or supernatural video game that's been themed around that kind of stuff I played. And I watched a lot of Buffy the Vampire Slayer when I was a kid. But Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires is anything but the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's still going to be great. I just wish the critics would kind of back off of you guys, if anything, because you deserve better in the way of reviews. I've had this thing about vampires and werewolves and witches and aliens for forever, and I'm just as excited about all of this as each and every one of you are. I just wish more press for Zombies and Descendants would be released. Obviously it will be as we get closer to the release date, but if there ever was a time to put that press stuff out now, it would be now, or at least you would expect it to be out by now, because we're that much closer to Zombies 4: Dawn of the Vampires, and we still have a lot of unanswered questions about the future of these stars and what kind of direction we are headed in with it. If you have a thought, you can leave it for me in the comments. Don't forget, if you do anything, hit the subscribe button, because on this YouTube channel, believe you me, every single one of you matter. And that's one thing I want you to run away with this YouTube channel. Every single one of you matter, because you are what makes this YouTube channel happen, thrive, and exist. And to be honest with you guys, if I didn't have you guys, I don't know where I would be. Each and every one of you means so much to me as a subscriber, you would never believe it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this video. What do you say we go spread some kindness, and we will do it again in a couple of days. Bye, YouTube. Be kind to one another, and I will see you really soon.